Hi. I keep forgetting, like, I'm on so many different books in the Bible with you guys right now, and and I was starting on Jeremiah, and wasn't I? Anyways, I'm pretty sure we're on chapter 2 of that one. So I'm gonna give it a. Oh, that's a long one. No wonder I stopped for a second. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's just skip on over and see what else we're into here. Uh, well, this is the last chapter of Luke. Maybe I'll continue with that one. Yeah. This is Luke chapter 24. This is the last chapter of Luke, so I'm gonna finish it. Might as well. Jesus rises from the dead. It was very early in the morning on the first day of the week. The women took the spices they had prepared. Then they went to the tomb. They found the stone rolled away from it. When they entered the tomb, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. They were wondering about this. Suddenly 2 men in clothes as bright as lightning stood beside them. The women were terrified. They bowed down with their faces to the ground. Then the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? Jesus is not here. He has risen. Remember how he told you he would rise? It was while he was still with you in Galilee. He said the Son of Man must be handed over to sinful people." Now, that means that these angels, they hear everything. So watch what you're doing when you're by yourself. No grumbling out loud. I tend to talk to myself out loud. And I'm thinking, boy, they must be just rolling their eyes all the time. Okay, he said the Son of Man must be handed over to the sinful people. He must be nailed to a cross, and on the third day he will rise from the dead. Then the women remembered Jesus' words. They came back from the tomb. They told all these things to the 11 apostles and to all others. Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary the mother of James, and the others with them were the ones who told the apostles, but the apostles did not believe the women. Their words didn't make any sense to them. But Peter got up and ran to the tomb. He bent over and saw the strips of linen lying by themselves. Then he went away wondering what had happened. Okay, I can't even pronounce this. On the road to Emmaus. That's how we're going to say it today. The same day, that same day, 2 of Jesus' followers were going to a village called Emmaus. It was about 7 miles from Jerusalem. They were talking with each other about everything that had happened. And as they talked about those things, Jesus himself came up and walked along with them. But God kept them from recognizing him. Jesus asked them, "What are you talking about as you walk along?" And they stood still and their faces were sad. One of them were named Cleopas. Forget it. Stop it, Denise. He said to Jesus, "Are you the only person visiting Jerusalem who doesn't know? Do you know about the things that have happened there in the last few days?" "What things?" Jesus asked. "About Jesus of Nazareth," they replied. "He was a prophet. He was powerful in what he said and did in the sight of God and all the people. The chief priests and our rulers handed Jesus over to be sentenced to death. They nailed him to a cross. But we had hoped that he was the one who was going to set Israel free. Also, it is the third day since all this happened. Some of our women amazed us too. Early this morning they went to the tomb, but they didn't find his body, so they came and told us what they had seen. They saw angels who said Jesus was alive." And some of our friends went to the tomb and they saw it was empty, just as the woman had said. They didn't see Jesus' body there. Jesus said to them, "How foolish you are. How long it takes you to believe all that the prophet said. Didn't the Messiah have to suffer these things and then receive his glory?" Jesus explained to them what was about what was said about himself in all the scriptures. He began with Moses and all the prophets. They approached the village where they were going. Jesus kept walking as if he were going farther, but they tried hard to keep him from leaving. They said, "Stay with us. It is nearly evening. The day is almost over." So he went in to stay with them. He joined them at the table. Then he took bread and gave thanks. He broke it and began to give it to them. Their eyes were opened and they recognized him. But when he disappeared from their sight, they said to each other, "He explained to us what the scriptures meant. Weren't we excited as he talked with us on the road?" They got up and returned at once to Jerusalem. There they found the 11 disciples and those with them. They were all gathered together, and they were saying, "It's true, the Lord has risen. He has appeared to Simon." Then the two of them told what had happened to them on the way. They told how they had recognized Jesus when he broke the bread. The disciples were still talking about this when Jesus himself suddenly stood among them. He said, "May you have peace." They were surprised and terrified. They thought they were seeing a ghost. Jesus said to them, "Why are you troubled? Why do you have doubts in your minds? Look at my hands and my feet. It's really me. Touch me and see. A ghost does not have a body or bones, but you can see that I do." And after he said that, he showed them his hands and feet, but they still did not believe it. They were amazed and filled with joy. So Jesus asked them, "Do you have anything here to eat?" They gave him a piece of cooked fish, and he took it and ate it in front of them. Jesus said to them, "This is what I told you while I was still with you. Everything written about me in the law of Moses, the prophets, and the Psalms must come true." Then he opened their minds so they would understand the scriptures. He told them, "This is what is written. The Messiah will suffer. He will rise from the dead on the third day. His followers will preach in his name, and they will tell others to turn away from their sins and be forgiven." I'm sorry, but I hope everybody's paying attention to that, because, yes, we are forgiven for our past sins, but for what we do from here on, we must follow him and change our lifestyles, turn away from the things of this world. It's all about him. So if anybody tells you any different, don't listen. They're leading you to the wrong path. People from every nation will hear it. Beginning at Jerusalem, you have seen these things with your own eyes. I'm going to send you what my Father has promised. But for now, stay in the city, stay there until you have received power from heaven. Jesus led his disciples out to the area near Bethany. Then he lifted up his hands and blessed them. While he was blessing them, he left them. He was taken up into heaven. Then they worshipped him. With great joy, they returned to Jerusalem. Every day they went to the temple, praising God. That's the end of Luke. Okay, so next time I come back, we're going to do some more of Acts, because we were beginning that one too. Okay, well, I thank you for listening. Peace be with you, and have a good day, night, wherever you are.